Hey guys, how's it going? It's BobbyKBikes here, and welcome to part 2 of the Rudge restoration. Now, if you remember from the end of the last video, we ran into a few problems, and I'm kind of at a point of not really sure how to proceed with this bike, so I'll show you the problems, and then I guess we can talk about some options. This dent here, I've put the calipers across the frame about here and here, and it's definitely altered the diameter, so I don't think it would be as easy as just filling it with car body filler. A member of one of the Facebook groups dedicated to old steel bicycles told me about frame blocks. Now, these are two blocks with half the diameter of the frame sort of milled out of them. You put the blocks around the dent, having first stripped and cleaned the area and greased the inside. Then you put the whole thing in a vise and just turn the frame about the blocks, like so, and it rolls the tube back into shape and rolls the dent out. I just need to find out where I can get a set of blocks in the UK and how much it might cost me, and so I'm not too worried about this dent. I'm not quite sure how evident this is on the camera, but I can't help but think that this dropout isn't entirely straight, and I also think that some areas of the dropouts look a bit chewed up, so I'm not 100% sure how well this will take a hub. So I've got this spare Sturmey Archer hub from my spare stock. Now there's a bit of rattle between the spindle and the dropouts, and I'm not 100% sure if that's a healthy amount. However, it probably is, because you do get washers that make them fit, kind of. So I'm not overly worried, but I just want to mock it up and be sure, because all the time I've had this bike, it didn't have its original rear wheel, and therefore didn't have a Sturmey Archer axle in it. And once I've got this out again, I'll show you what I'm talking about, those of you who don't know. So it seems to take the hub fairly nicely. I can't see anything that looks dodgy at the minute. Depending on how well this hub cleans up and if it works alright, I may well use this as the hub for this bike if the build ever gets that far. It's February 1967, so it's not at all in keeping with the age of the frame, but it would do. Now, you may see what I was talking about the dropouts looking a bit chewed up. Well, that was actually from just now. I think that might have been from just now when I put that hub in there, but something about these dropouts doesn't look entirely right to me. If you look at it that way, that's not entirely straight. Mostly on that side it looks like it's had a bit of a chunk out of it. I don't know if someone's trying to force a spindle that was too big into it at some point. I think my best bet would be to compare these dropouts with those of a bike that I know has always had its Sturmey Archer hub in place. I think around here it's a bit more apparent that that's really kind of worn out. I'm not sure if there's a way to refurbish the dropouts. Another worry I've got is that when I was moving the frame earlier, I couldn't help but think I heard or felt one of the tubes moving, as if there's maybe a dodgy weld somewhere. So that could be another expense in getting this frame into a safe and usable condition. So I'm beginning to think this is maybe going to turn into quite a long-term project. For now, what I may well do is finish the sanding that I've started, get this area all down to bare metal, and then just prime it so it doesn't rust up, and then put it into storage and get the money together to get this frame usable and safe. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-bye.